The Will You Grow Show goes live Sundays 9 to 10 a.m. Eastern. To receive notifications, click the subscribe button beneath this video, or visit YouTube's Will You Grow channel to see more shows and videos. And now, here's Will You founder Angelique Medow with this week's Will You Grow Show.
Welcome to the Will You Grow Show. How are you? I'm Angelique, and I'm here to ignite your inner courage to release yourself from limitations. I'm the founder of Will You and WillYouGrow.com, an inspirational multimedia company that provides personal growth and joy through education, conversations, and adventures. I'm in the studio with our audio aficionado, Ben.
Hey.
And our video Santa, Neil.
Your cravings for watermelons are now complete with my shirt.
They make this show happen while sharing their humor and commentary. This is the 9th of a series of shows about self-care. Self-care is knowing how we feel and what we think. It's knowing what we need and providing it and or allowing it for ourselves. And self-care is knowing what we want, what's best for us, and allowing ourselves to be fulfilled. It can seem like a lot to manage. Self-care requires a keen mind, one that's willing to be clear and aware. Self-care requires an open heart, one that's willing to grow and let go of limitations. And self-care requires action on our own behalf. The title of today's show is Cultivate Awareness. Greater awareness is available to us than we currently experience. By choosing to cultivate awareness, we open ourselves to experiencing more of life. So what is awareness? Awareness is not simply being awake or alert. Awareness is not simply paying attention to things like what time it is, what needs to be done, or even who is in the room. Awareness is an experience of being open and receptive to all of life and what's real. Awareness is knowing life as it is and knowing ourselves and others as we are. When we're aware, we consciously experience all that life has to offer us in that moment. The depth of awareness varies. Just as there are depths to the perception of each of our 5 senses, there are depths of perception regarding our awareness. And today, we're going to show a live example of these depths of perception with the generous participation of these apples and our spirited 2 Live crew. Okay, would you like an apple, gentlemen?
Oh, sure. Take an apple.
Superb.
Apple for you.
Thank you, darling.
Roll.
Does it look bite-worthy?
Yes.
Go for it.
Oh, wait
Take a bite of the apple.
This one smells
This is
sour.
Honeycrisp, right? That's what I'm thinking. That's my guess.
So how do you like the apple, each of you?
Tasty.
I like apples. I love apples.
Sweet.
Excuse us while we eat.
Ben said tasty. Neil said good.
Mm-hmm.
All right. As the experiment in awareness continues, let's bring your awareness to each of your 5 senses. First, to sight.
First thing I noticed, it was a good-looking apple.
It's ripe.
It's ripe, nice and ripe, and we're ready for eating.
Mm-hmm.
I knew it was Honeycrisp visually. I'm very.
Ben knows his apples.
I'm
Nice.
pretty particular about my apples, and this is one of the ones that I actually really enjoy.
Yeah, I like Honeycrisp too.
Good. Okay, now let's bring it to smell. Bring your awareness to your sense of smell.
I love the smell of apples.
You get, I think, these apples are unique with a little bit of tartness.
Yeah, it's got a little bit
Yeah.
of tartness.
You can tell that, oh man, there's something there. That's not one of those delicious ones, quote unquote, you know.
It's not a sour smell, but more of a kind of a tartness. Oh, yeah, like a vinegary.
Mm-hmm. Yes, not to dog on the delicious.
Oh, no. No.
They're all good. So now let's bring your awareness to taste.
Tastes wonderful. Not too sweet, not too sour, just right.
Sweetness up front, tartness at the back of the palate.
Nice. Okay, and to sound. Let's bring our awareness to sound. What do you notice?
The crispiness, the crunch.
But you know it's a good apple. It's a good ripe apple. It's not too soft. Perfect crunch.
You tear at the end.
Nice. As you increase in awareness, how does your perception of the apple change now from compared to when you first grabbed the apple?
I thought what I smelled was sour, but it wasn't. When I tasted it, it was just more of like how it's supposed to be, kind of like like he was thinking, like a little tartness.
My love for Honeycrisp is ever increasing. I'm just thinking about how happy I am that it's not a Red Delicious or a Open Delicious. Not to dog on the Delicious. That's fine if you like that. You're wrong, but it's fine.
Not that there's anything wrong.
That was fantastic. Now feel free to crunch on, gentlemen, as we continue. So perception and awareness are closely tied, as you can see from our experiment. And answers vary in depth. What each of us might say after picking up the apple, observing the apple, smelling the apple, taking a bite of the apple, etc., reflects the depth of our awareness and willingness to share at that moment. For example, one of us might say it tastes good, while the other, who perceives greater depths of awareness, might say, wow, the sunset color on this apple is absolutely exquisite, and its sweet scent is intoxicating. It's so smooth to the touch. The tender skin instantly gives way to a bite into the juicy, non-porous, crisp center, which is sweet enough to not leave a biting tang in the back of my mouth, but a bit tart, not sour. Was this apple from Washington State? I believe I can taste the mustiness of the earth there. And after only a few bites, I might notice that the body seemed to feel more alive and vibrant from the inside. Simply delicious. So that concludes our experiment on depths of perception and awareness. Why is awareness important? Because greater awareness makes life more meaningful, interesting, and interactive. Awareness at its core is who we are. The more awareness we allow ourselves to experience, the more we experience ourself. There are 4 depths of awareness, followed by an awareness that's known as unity consciousness. The 4 depths are survival, interest, intimate, and unity, which is complete awareness. Survival awareness has little depth. Survival awareness keeps us alive. To use our apple example, with survival awareness of the apple, we don't know deeply about the apple. We may perceive the apple as something we take, eat, use. It fills a void so we don't feel hungry. In survival awareness, the apple, or person, place, or thing we're experiencing, for example, meets a base need of survival and physical nourishment without being of much, if any, interest to us beyond survival. We just grab and bite the apple to fulfill our need. We are not curious about the apple, with the exception of how to get the apple to produce more apples, and more experience with apples, which are bigger, prettier, and taste the way we like. The apple itself means very little to us in survival awareness. Interest awareness has shades of depth. Interest awareness makes life interesting. To use our apple example, with interest awareness, we are curious about the apple. We may perceive the apple as something we are fascinated by and want to learn more about. In interest awareness, the apple, or person, place, or thing we're experiencing, for example, is something we will lovingly and curiously observe before we bite into it, noticing its many details and using all of our senses to experience the apple. The apple is of interest to us, but it is not loved by us. Another example of interest awareness is when a cat plays with a mouse, which it may or may not eat. In interest awareness, we're interested in the apple. And then there is intimate awareness. Intimate awareness is interactive. To use our apple example again, with intimate awareness of the apple, we experience both survival and interest awareness, as well as being intimately engaged in love for the apple, in love for life, in love for ourself. It's an intimate experience of being aware with the loving interaction that we are all having together. We perceive in intimate awareness all that this apple went through to become the beautiful apple that it is today. That's a form of gratitude. We may note any scarring that may have happened and appreciate the strength required to continue to heal and grow, to become this apple that is going to be nourishing and feeding us. We perceive the apple as a gift to us, something honored, treasured, and for which we are grateful. In intimate awareness, the state of awareness of the apple, or person, place, or thing we're experiencing, for example, is of as much concern, interest, and care as for ourself. We notice and experience every nuance of the apple in intimate awareness. The apple is our valued and treasured companion in life, and we love it as ourself. Now, the final level, which isn't really a level as much as it is an experience, is just awareness itself. And awareness itself is unity. The deepest level of awareness isn't deep at all. It just is. When we experience awareness itself, we experience no separation between our awareness and anything else, because we're observing the completeness and depth of all things at once. To use our apple example again, when we are awareness itself, we are one with the apple. We are love, we are the apple, we are the human being. So those are the 4 depths of awareness. Now, the depth of awareness affects our satisfaction with life. Our experience of deeper awareness has an all-encompassing effect on how satisfied we feel about ourself and life. Depth gives life more meaning. As in the apple example, when we're in survival level of awareness, we're just surviving without much meaning or satisfaction. The deeper we experience awareness, the more satisfying life becomes. As Ben said, his love for the apple just increased the greater his awareness and perception became. So, can awareness be cultivated? We'll find out after this quick break.
If you wish you had notes for today's show topic, your wish is granted. You can receive free weekly articles emailed to you every Sunday that match the show topic. And you'll have free anytime access to all prior articles, shows, adventure videos, affirmations, personal success stories, and the latest happenings at Will You. Here's what to do. Just click Show More in the description box. Then click the link for free weekly inspiration show notes. Type in your email address, hit enter, and you're set. You'll start getting free weekly articles in your inbox every Sunday. And you'll have free anytime access to hundreds of inspirational ideas and support from Will You. Get your free show notes by clicking free weekly inspiration show notes in the description box. You can heal with words. Ease anxiety, create peace, hope, and love within with these elegant new hardcover affirmations books, card decks, and journals by Angelique Medow, founder of Will You and WillYouGrow.com. Join us on tour to meet Angelique as she shares hands-on tips to inner peace and harmony by integrating the affirmations books, card decks, and journals into your health and happiness lifestyle.
I love getting to spend time with Angelique, and especially learning how to use the wonderful tools that she's created. I've been using them at home and taking the time to spend 5 minutes just to focus on whatever card I drew for the day. And it has given me some peace and space to just get calm. And then to spend some time with her today and learn even more about how to use these cards and to journal about these experiences. It's just even more fulfilling because she's such a sweet soul and makes it okay even when I feel frustration or I feel conflict when I read the cards. And she helps me see that this whole purpose of my life, no matter when I'm struggling or frustrated or angry or not happy and joyful and blissful, that all of that is still okay and that it's all for a reason. Using these cards, even without her with me, she'll still be there in those cards. And I know that now that I know how best to use them and truly feel them, I have confidence that I am going to be so blessed. And I'm so grateful.
Select a tour date now to meet Angelique and fun new like-minded friends for hands-on tips to more harmony in your heart, mind, and home. Click the link in the description box for April Brunch Series in Tennessee, and we'll see you there.
Welcome back. So, can awareness be cultivated? Yes, our awareness is designed for cultivation. With care, it naturally blooms. Awareness is naturally born into us like the power that makes our hair grow and our lungs breathe. Since ways to cultivate awareness aren't taught in many schools, here are a few tips. So, the most powerful thing we can do to cultivate awareness is to be willing, which is to be open and receptive to new depths of awareness. If we're willing, we can declare the following affirmations aloud. There are 2 affirmations. The first one is, I am open and willing to cultivate awareness within me. Now we'll say that together on 3. 1, 2, 3. I am open and willing to cultivate awareness within me.
Oh, that was pretty.
It was pretty. And our second affirmation is, I am more aware each moment. On 3. 1, 2, 3. I am more aware each moment. Super. Now there are 4 tips to cultivate awareness. Note, these things can also care for our best self and soul. Number 1, turn inward. For me, this means I notice all the areas where my thoughts and feelings are stuck or focused on things, situations, or people outside of me. One by one, I acknowledge and release them all. Distractions, tensions, attention, people, etc. Anything outside of me. I take several minutes to get centered and tune my heart and mind with the earth. To do this, I close my eyes, breathe in for 5 seconds and out for 8 seconds while feeling gratitude. Let's experience that together. Okay, we're going to close our eyes. Close your eyes. Breathe in for 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and out for 8 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, that got you started. Now you're going to do this again while feeling gratitude. Feel gratitude in your body. Just go ahead and feel gratitude. Now breathe in for 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and out for 8 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Super. Thank you very much. And you could continue this. I do this for at least 3 minutes, at least once or more often during the day. Number 2, lead yourself home. The next greatest way to increase your awareness is to lead yourself home. What this means is, for me, I allow my attention and awareness to settle within my body, which is my home for the soul. I notice how it physically feels and how it emotionally feels. Then I take myself further into my home, into my soul, to observe with awareness all that it is not. This process is a little different to suit each person's needs. And for those who mentor with me, I assist them in this process of coming home to oneself. An easy example might be, if I'm coming home to myself at the first level, I notice that maybe there's some tension in my shoulder. And I say, I release the tension in my shoulder. I might notice that my left hip is a little uncomfortable. I might move it a little bit and I say, I am comfortable in my body. And I do this until my body is comfortable. Then I notice my emotions. I might notice I'm excited about this event that's coming up. And I'll say, acknowledge that I'm excited about that. I might feel sad about missing a family member, things like that. Then I'll acknowledge that I'm missing that family member and allow that to release. And I continue to release all of these experiences and perceptions within me until I am just observing and experiencing from the soul perspective, rather than being aware of something, tension in my shoulder or in my hip or an emotion. So I'm not noticing those things anymore. I've released that and then can focus on the soul and that level of awareness. So number 3, choose curiosity. For me, this means being willing to look at everything within me with fresh eyes, wondering and fascinated. For example, if I am in survival awareness, I may falsely believe that I am physical experience only. In that survival experience and awareness, I might actually believe that I am angry, I am sad, I am pained, etc. I identify with that experience and trick myself into thinking that I am that. However, when we become curious about those physical and emotional symptoms, like we just described earlier, I can then experience that the symptoms are just temporary and they are experiences. They are not me. So curiosity teaches me about reality and brings my awareness to reality of who I really am. Number 4, observe. To observe is to not identify with anything. That means we observe everything and are not identified with anything and are no thing. Although that may sound intangible, it becomes concrete when I say that. Although, for example, I may appear to be, I say may because your opinion might differ. I may appear to be an insightful, white, female public speaker and business owner. As an observer of Angelique, I am none of those things. I am not that. I am an observer of that. Even if all those things changed, I would still experience being Angelique. So observing teaches me about who I am. Observation validates awareness. When we're kindly curious about awareness, the inner learning and observation can be deeply validating, thereby shifting our perception to truth and reality. Although the idea of living without awareness may seem easier, as the old motto, ignorance is bliss, suggests, the reality isn't so. Just look around. With observation, we can grow in awareness and experience all the depth of life's zest, interest, flavor, and fragrance. With awareness, being human becomes a more meaningful, interesting, and interactive way to experience and love life. If we feel unworthy of greater awareness, or if we're afraid of inner, deeper, greater awareness, Remember and repeat our 3 affirmations from the last 8 weeks. Number 1, I do matter. On 3, 1, 2, 3.
I do matter.
Number 2, I am worth knowing. On 3, 1, 2, 3.
I am worth
knowing. And number 3, I am important. On 3, 1, 2, 3.
I am important.
So rather than fighting, fleeing, stuffing, or drowning our awareness, we can create a safe inner place to grow, know, and learn. By doing so, we neither look to others nor lean on them to teach us. And this allows us to learn from within, rather than looking to others to tell us what's true and learning from them. This allows us to simply share life and love with others rather than needing something from them. And just a fun little aside about something that happened to me to show what happens when one taps into deeper awareness. I had been aware this last week that my grandmother, who has passed many years now, was in connection with me. She had come to visit at the house, and it's a real honor. She's a doll. She actually used to call me doll. She's a dear, but it was just a wonderful experience. So I knew that because my levels of awareness are such that not only can I feel the experience of her, I can sense the experience of her, I can smell scents that went with her, and I can hear what it is that she wants to communicate. Now, with that level of awareness that I have cultivated, that gives me the opportunity to experience that from time to time. I don't go seeking it out, but there are times when I am visited. Well, it was my grandmother's birthday. When I was thinking about her birthday, I was thinking about how much I would like to give her flowers. I always gave her flowers. And when she did pass, I filled the church full of flowers, as many as I could get, to just show her as a symbol of love how much I appreciated her. And she loved flowers. Her garden was huge, just filled full of flowers that she had cultivated over many, many years, her whole lifetime, basically. On her birthday, I got a text message from my neighbor. She said, "We left a treat for you at your mailbox." So I replied, "Thank you, I'll go out and check." And when I went out, I found this purple flowers. Her favorite color was purple. So much so that she had an enormous purple rug that went into her favorite room, that the addition that my grandpa had built for her, and a purple leather chair. So there was no mistaking to me that by having cultivated my awareness, I knew that there was a communication and symbol of love for me and to her coming back and forth. And I'm really glad that I chose to cultivate my inner awareness. So I ask, will you? I encourage you to care about cultivating your awareness. No one can do this for you. And by doing so, you'll always know that somebody cares, and that somebody is you. Let us know how applying today's concepts works for you. We enjoy hearing from you. We'd love to see you in Knoxville, Tennessee, any Sunday in April for the Will You Grow, Love, and Adventure Brunch series at Knoxville's luxury venue, Ancient Lore Village. Check out the event video next and all the delicious details to book your tickets for future fun with us in April. And now I send you off, always with love, from Angelique.
Join author and guest speaker Angelique Medow for Will You Grow, Love, and Adventure, an April brunch series at Knoxville's boutique resort, Ancient Lore Village. The bountiful Sunday brunch is $35 and begins at 1 o'clock. Feast on breakfast casserole, seasonal salad, fruit skewers, biscuits and gravy, pork loin, and pecan rolls outside and under cover by a grand fireplace, radiant column heaters, and a stunning view of the blue-hued Smoky Mountains. Then get cozy for Angelique's inspirational tips to harmonize your heart and mind for everyday feelings of love and inner peace. Next, take a guided tour of the magical village. For overnight accommodations, reserve one of the 9 immaculately designed village dwellings to reconnect with nature, yourself, and your loved ones as you explore the village's 56 acres, its archery and axe throwing range, stories around the flickering campfire, and the nearby Smoky Mountain National Park. Don't miss this beautiful opportunity any Sunday in April at 1 o'clock at Ancient Lore Village, just 15 minutes south of downtown Knoxville, Tennessee. Enjoy life with wonderful people and fulfill a fairy tale fantasy. There are only 30 tickets available each Sunday, so reserve your tickets now for the Will You Grow Love and Adventure Brunch Series any Sunday in April at Knoxville's luxury venue. Click the description box below, then click the link titled Brunch Series in Tennessee. Join us at Ancient Lore Village any Sunday in April at 1 o'clock. You must have tickets to attend, so click the link in the description box for April Brunch Series in Tennessee to get your tickets, and we'll see you there. For more information about programs offered by Will You, mentoring with Angelique, and to watch video success stories from clients, explore willyougrow.com. If you or your company are interested in inspiring our mutual audience by sponsoring this or another of our programs, let's talk about it. Boost viewer confidence and trust in your company. Call 1-833-WILL-YOU, then press extension number 6. Make sure to click the subscribe button to get reminders before upcoming shows.